He needs to keep winning games. He needs to keep winning games because, as you keep telling us, season tickets are around the corner. And you've got to win games to sell season tickets. You can't go into this last 5 games and win 2 out of 3 because the supporters are going to then start doubting, you know, who are you bringing in here to change all this? What kind of players are we bringing in that you're going to... He's saying he's excited. It remains to be seen whether the supporters are excited. You know, with the sort of names that are getting banded about.
Do you know what I'd love to see, Tam? If you're a fly in the wall, you'd love to see the A4 sheet of paper here, which has they're leaving and they don't have a future, and the A4 here with a list of here's who I really want, here's secondary option, here's third option, and then of course the other thing, which is the real rabbit out of the hat for me, is the chairman walking down and saying, and by the way, we've got investment coming, so you might be able to look at a higher grade of player again.
It's all going to boil down to money, Peter. I think if Rangers have got the money to go into the market and sign quality players, then it makes Michael Beale's job easier. If he's scrapping about looking for frees, you know, in the Championship, you know, Swansea's, QPRs, you know, teams like that, I don't think those players are going to frighten Celtic. You know, but if he's got a big transfer pot, and I'm talking 10, 15, 20 million, he goes spending players, then it makes his job easier. He's looking at a higher level of player who can come straight into the team. But no, it will be. Listen, I wouldn't play Kent Morelos. I think I would just say thanks very much for your service. I said it last week. You know, you're not going to be part of us moving forward. We're going to be playing players who are going to be here next season. So thank you, and I would try and give opportunities to players that he maybe thinks are going to be there next season. Sakala's probably one. He took a lot of criticism last week for the big chance he missed, but I think he is part of Rangers going forward. I think he's got something to offer as a squad player, and you've got several other guys. Alex Lowry's another young player, so I think he's got to be looking at players, Peter, who are going to be there next season and play them the last 5 games, rather than looking at Morelos and Kent, who are simply not going to be there.
Raskin will be there next season, Ruffy, and he reckons this is going to be a great stepping stone for him, the Scottish Premiership, because he wants to eventually play for Chelsea. I mean, why would you want to play for a club where you really don't get a chance to get to know...
a relegation battle?
I was going to say, you don't get to know the manager because he's in and out every 3 months.
Yeah, but if the guy says, you happy with 100 grand a week?
Absolutely.
Can I get a 4-year deal? No, Raskin's another one, you know, that he looks the part. Again, he's not going to have the game by the scruff of the neck either. He might just need a wee bit to settle. You know, he obviously looks as if he's got something in him, you know, but I think he'll be the kind of player that would react to the kind of new players that are coming in. I think if there's quality players coming in, he will respond to who he's playing with. But I think there's time still out in him, but I don't think he's been a failure.
Yeah. Before we talk about Aberdeen, Andrew Breslin says, I'm hearing big investment coming to Ibrox. Let me tell you, Andrew, far be it from me to discount it. If there isn't big investment coming to Ibrox, I'll tell you what's facing Rangers next season is just constantly playing catch up, because there needs to be something coming from that Rangers boardroom that suggests that there's a lot of money there for a manager who wants 10, 12 players.
Yeah, and I think Rangers need 10 players, 12 players. I think they've got they've got to restructure their full front line in terms of wide men strikers. You know, you maybe needing 4 or 5 players in that area. You know, and Rangers need big investment. As I said, if Michael Beale's got under £10 million to spend, then I don't think that's enough to topple Celtic. I don't think that's enough to get closer to Celtic.
How much do you think he needs?
Oh, he needs 20 million. He needs 20 million plus. He needs massive investment, because I look at that Celtic team and that squad, and I don't see Rangers getting closer, maybe getting free transfers and guys at £1-2 million. You know, unless you're picking up real gems, you know, you need to go and sign guys at £4 or £5 million, maybe 2 or 3 of them, and then the rest, you know, made up of £1-2 million players. Because if you're in that market, you're buying guys for Norwich and Swansea and teams like that, and free transfers and £1 million. I don't think that's going to scare Celtic, because I think Celtic will spend 15-20 million next year. You know, and they'll get better again. So Rangers need to match that.
1, 2, 3 players.
Maybe 3 or 4 players. I think that Celtic will be in the market for starters. They won't be in the market for squad fillers. They'll be looking at a real top striker, maybe centre half, centre midfield, wide players. You know, but I think that Rangers need You need 15, 20 million pounds.
See, with all the movement and the board and things happening behind the scenes, I'm just wondering if that American consortium's still hanging about. You know, I think if they...
Well, if anything, I'm hearing that it's more the Asian market that they're really looking to.
I just feel with the movement and people standing aside and who have said, no, we're not wanting this new group that's in might be a wee bit attractive. Somebody comes with a proper lucrative deal, you know, that they come in and offer the 20, 30 million that Tom's talking about. I think this might be the right time, you know, for something like that.
No, this is the time, Ruffy. There's no waiting on season tickets to fund it.
No, but you've got to, the people that are coming in, the consortium that are coming in, you've got to make sure they're the right investors. You've got to make sure they're coming in for the right reason. You know, and not just to come in and then bail out after 5 or 6 years. You know, I think you've got to watch.
It's a very difficult thing to try and establish that, Ruffy, to be honest with you.
No, but I'm only saying the American consortium because they seem to have coming in, coming out. So there must be a hokey deal. They seem to be, they're definitely interested, and they obviously have had meetings to say, and the old sort of a board that went, no, we don't want your money. But now there's new people in there with new ideas. They might be coming back, and don't forget, Dave King's still hovering about with all his shares. You know, he's always got something to say, and the supporters have always got something to say when his name pops up.
The problem that Rangers have got as well is they've not got any players they can sell to fund it. You know, if Rangers had a Ryan Kent 2 or 3 years ago, or a Morelos 2 or 3 years ago at the minute, and you're getting 10, 50 million for them, then you could sell them, and that could help you in your transfer pot. There's nobody in that Rangers team now who's going to go for big money, and that's a problem as well. Celtic could sell Hatate tomorrow for £10 million, in my opinion. They could sell Abada for £8-10 million. Carter Vickers, you know, they've got guys, sellable assets that if they think that we're going to have a right goal, we're going to, they could go and sell them to have a real big transfer pot. Rangers have not got that, and that's a disappointment for the fans as well, that they've not got 1 or 2 players that they can sell, you know, to fund the overall team.
The Celtic supporters will be hoping that Celtic don't fall into the same trap sometimes they did when they think they're so far ahead of Rangers, they don't go that next level. You know, I think a lot of supporters were saying, I hope we've learnt our lessons here. The players you're bringing in are great. You know, let's kick on. Let's experience European football. Let's get further away. Let's turn that 13 points into 20 points.
Are you talking about the people who killed the 10, Ruffy?
Well, no names.
Why? Just because you still want people to like you? Ruffy, there are times when people could not like you.
No, I'm just saying that Celtic supporters know there have been times through when they could have kicked on big time. You know, obviously Rangers were out the game for 4 years, but they seem to say, well, we don't really need to, because they're not here, but they are here now, and they're talking about investment. So I think the Celtic supporters will be saying, well, I hope we're doing the same, and I'm sure they will. I don't have any doubts that Ange is already identifying 2 or 3 players.
Okay, it'll be interesting to see, after all the hype, there's a lot of sound bites that try and convince the fans that there's a new dawn, but, you know, football fans have seen it all before. They're longer in the tooth and know when it's all bluster. We're about to find out with clubs how many players are going to come in, if indeed it's the calibre of player that can retain a title, obviously maybe win it and stop the current dominance that Celtic have. All these questions will start to materialise as you look over the summer months coming, but there's still a bit to play for.